students in grade 11, you are most welcome to Technical English 2. Please open your course book, page 42 and 43. The title of our lesson is Safety. Before we start, let's have a look at the objectives of our lesson. The first objective is to make a list of hazards in the picture. Number 2, to match rules to the hazards. Number 3, to write sentences about the labels given. Number 4, to use models correctly. Now, the keywords of our lesson. The first word is aisle. The S here is silent. We say aisle. This is an aisle. Aisle means a passage between rows of seats or shelves. This is an aisle. This passage, this way between these shelves is called an aisle. The second word is pallet. This is a pallet. It's a heavy wooden base that can be used for moving or storing goods. The next word is ramp. This is a ramp. This is a ramp. A ramp is a slope that joins two parts when one is higher than the other. Please look at this picture. This picture is in the warehouse or store. Can you tell me what you can see in this picture? Please look at the picture carefully and try with yourself. Try to make 2 or 3 sentences expressing what you can see in the picture. Take your time. Okay. For example, you can say that I can see a man pushing a trolley. You can see a man here driving the forklift. You can see a man here standing at the fork. You can see some boxes. You can see some pallets. Okay? Now, please look at the words written. Let's start from the left. From the left here. This is a shelf. Picture near to number A, to letter A. Here we have a shelf, rough. Go to the right, we have an aisle, pallet, we have ramp, we have forklift truck. This is a fork, and to the right there is a hand truck. Thank you guys for trying. Now please keep looking at the picture. Look, for example, at A in your book, where you can see big boxes. Now, what is the mistake here? What's the hazard? The hazard, look here at the sentence, there are some large boxes stacked dangerously on the top shelves. This is a mistake because it's not safe to put large boxes at top shelves because they might fall on other people and cause injuries or dangerous accidents. Now, if you look at picture B in the warehouse. Now, the hazard here, there are some long boxes sticking out from shelves into aisle. They might block the passage. Yeah, while you are walking there, you might hit against these boxes. So this is a hazard. Now look at C, at the man standing at the fork. A man is lifting 2 boxes at the same time from shelf. D. A man is standing on bar forks of a forklift truck. This is a mistake. He might fall, right? Now look at picture E. There are some empty pallets stacked up in the aisle, blocking the passage. F. the cylinders. You see them in your book? There are some gas cylinders on hand truck, not strapped to it. They should be strapped with a chain or a rope. Yeah. Now look at G. A worker has overloaded hand truck with items above handles. Yes, overloaded. He put more than needed. Now look at H. A man is pushing the hand truck with the cylinders up a ramp. This is a hazard. Now, please, let's go to exercise number 2. Read this warehouse safety poster. Match the rules to the hazards in one. Please give yourself 4 minutes to do this exercise. You need to read the 8 sentences, then match them to the hazards in the picture in your book, page 42. Please give yourself 4 minutes. Thank you, guys. Now let's go through them one by one. 1. Hand trucks must not be overloaded. Now, which picture matches this sentence? Yes, it is G. Aisles have to be kept free of all blockages. E. Boxes need to be pushed in until they are level with the edge of the shelf. B. Gas cylinders must always be strapped or chained to hand trucks. They should be strapped or chained with a chain. Yeah, to be steady there. 5. Yeah, this one is F. 5. The forks of a forklift truck must never be used for carrying people. Which one? Exactly, it is D. Larger boxes should not be stacked on higher shelves. Yes, it is A. 7. Trucks must be pulled, not pushed on a ramp. Can you tell me why, guys, this sentence? Trucks must be pulled, not pushed up a ramp. This is picture number or letter H. Now the man in the picture is pushing the truck on a ramp, which is dangerous because it might go fast and fast and fast, and he might hurt himself or maybe hurt others. So he should pull it, not push it. I mean, he should be going down before the truck, and the truck comes after him. 8, only one item should be removed from a shelf at one time. This is picture C. Exactly. Thank you. Now, please look at the language box on page 42. We want to talk about some modal verbs. Modals. You know modals like must, should, have to, will, would. Now, we want to talk about some of them. Look at the first example. Helmets must be worn here. Must be worn here. This is a necessary thing, an essential thing, something we have to do. Okay, it's obligatory or it's necessary. Or we can say helmets should be worn here, or have to be worn here, or need to be worn here. Okay, so we use must, should, have to, need to when we talk about necessary things. Now, look at the second sentence. Helmets must not be taken off. Here, something that we are not allowed to do. Helmets should not be taken off here. Notice that here, when we say must be worn, after must here we use be, which is the base form, and worn, which is past participle. Here, the modal must is followed by a passive verb, be worn. Or I say helmets should not be taken off. Should, be, and the past participle of take. So this is a passive verb. Okay, now look at these examples. The mask should not be removed in public places. Should not be removed. These rules must be followed literally. Safety shoes need to be worn at the workshop. Now, sentence 2 and 3 here in the blue examples, we are talking about necessary things that should be done, must be followed, need to be worn. But number 1 should not be removed. Here, things which are or which should not be done, not allowed to be done. Now, please look at exercise number 3. Where can you see these labels? What do they mean? Look at the labels and try to think about them and try to see where you can see them and what they mean. Please take 2 minutes thinking about these. Thank you. Now, these labels, you can see these labels on containers of goods that are ready to be delivered or which have just been delivered. So we can see them on boxes of goods. Bye-bye. Now, label number 1 means fragile, means be careful. The objects in the container can be broken easily. قابل الكسر. Number 2 means the container should be placed right side up. Number 3 means keep dry. Keep the container inside, away from rain or water. Number 4, perishable. These things can go bad quickly. They must be delivered as soon as possible. This label is put on things that cannot be put outside for a long time. For example, flowers or plants or maybe food, the things that should be delivered as soon as possible because they go bad quickly. Okay? And the last one, keep frozen. These things are frozen. I mean, put them in a freezer. Now, the last exercise is exercise number 5. Complete these explanations of the labels. Use the correct form of the modals and the passive form of the verbs in brackets. I will give you number 1 as an example. This item need handle carefully. Now, need here is the modal and handle is the main verb. Now, we need to put this verb in the passive. So we have to put be, then the past participle, as the example which we saw before. Look at the answer. This item needs, now we put an S here because item is singular. Needs to comes with need normally. Needs to be, here we add be, then we put handled, which is the PP of handle. So needs to be handled carefully. Now, the answer, it must not drop or throw. We want to put this verb in passive. It must not, we have to add be after the modal, and we put the verb in the past participle, in the third form. So, it must not or mustn't be dropped or thrown. Dropped is the past participle of a drop, and thrown is the past participle of a throw. So we put be and the PP of the verb. Please take your time to answer 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thank you guys for trying. Now I am showing you the answers for the whole sentences. Please write them in your book. That's all for today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please don't to answer your assignment on Teams application. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.